They just put a bad ball out there today.
Yeah, it comes down to execute. Like you can coach things, you can tell it, but at the end of the day, you go out there, it's like, hey, this is you got to block the guy in front of you. You got to make the play when it comes your way. And I think those things take time. Like I said, it's NFL. They get paid too. Like it'd be easy to be like, oh yeah, like the walkthrough. It's that easy. But those are great players as well. So I think that comes with reps and that comes with execution and figuring things out. Like today, the run game just wasn't good enough, and we relied a lot on the pass game, which came through for us. But I think the young quarterback, you want to try and control the ball a little bit more, especially in that third quarter.
What is that? The Superman whiff? My man. Aside from that, that's a false start in the backfield. He gets set in motion, and that's a false start right there. Doesn't get called, whatever. Lastly, let's look at left guard big Joel Bitonio, because he equally whiffs. Nothing, just falls to the ground. Forget the unblocked free safety. He's going to whiff the guy up front, and both of them get through untouched. My God.
Joel Bitonio just got exposed on camera showing instant regret after viral footage caught him literally hitting the turf on a crucial 4th and 1, leaving defenders with a free runway to blast Shedeur Sanders. And when reporters pressed him today, his whole vibe gave everything away. Frustrated, stiff, uncomfortable, eyes everywhere except the person asking about Shedeur's performance. It was the kind of body language that tells the truth before the words even start. But here's where things really twist. While Browns fans are already heated about Bitonio's collapse on that 4th down play, a former Browns lineman just dropped a stunning quote saying the boxes haven't been checked for Shedeur to start, basically confirming what everyone's been whispering. It sounds like someone finally said out loud that this organization is putting their rookie in a tough spot, and people are starting to notice something deeper going on. Meanwhile, Cleveland media is pretending to be shocked that fans didn't show up for Shedeur's debut, like the stadium mysteriously emptied itself.
Yeah, he had, that one drive where we were running the ball, I think we had 8 or 9 straight runs, and then he threw that ball to Fannin. I think that was a big time play. Like, you have your chance. You've been running the ball. You take a shot. And he stepped up and made those plays. I think he was taking the easy stuff. We had a lot of screen. It was, windy and stuff. We had a lot of screens and short yardage plays that he was executing. I mean, his huddle presence, his ability to, call the plays and get us on the same page, I think has improved over the last last couple of years. So
Acting confused about empty seats after spending months discrediting the kid, clowning his background, raising ticket prices, and handcuffing him to run under 25 pass attempts a game is wild behavior. The double standard is unbelievable, and Bitonio's tense press conference just added even more smoke to a situation that looks more broken by the day. We have to talk about what's happening in Cleveland because this situation is getting stranger every week, and it's not just about losses on the field. There's something going on behind the scenes, and now the truth is leaking out through viral clips, odd interviews, and reactions the organization can't hide anymore. Fans are seeing things they were never meant to see. Let's start with the moment the entire internet has been replaying. In the Browns' last matchup against the 49 ERs, film analysts caught something that had people stopping mid-scroll, a 4th and 1 attempt where everything that could go wrong somehow did. It was the kind of snap that could have extended a drive, shifted momentum, and finally given Shedeur Sanders room to show what he can actually do. Instead, what happened was so shocking that even fans who never believe in NFL drama are starting to raise an eyebrow. The footage shows right tackle Jack Conklin doing what can only be described as a Superman dive, launching himself forward like he's trying to take off instead of making a real block. It looks so out of place that people online didn't know whether to laugh or freeze the frame. But that wasn't the most bizarre part. On the opposite side, Joel Bitonio, the veteran guard, the leader, the voice in the locker room, just drops to the ground with zero contact. No push, no shove, no defender touching him. He simply falls like someone hit a reset button, and 2 defenders walk right through, untouched, to crush Shedeur before he even fully sets the play. And before we go further, let's be clear, nobody's claiming Joel Bitonio woke up plotting to ruin a play. That's not realistic. But when you look at the pattern, how different this line looks when Shedeur is under center. The limited reps he gets, the cautious play calling, the lack of rhythm. You can't ignore the bigger picture. The pieces line up in a way that starts raising serious questions about what's really happening behind those walls. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Joel Bitonio met with the media today, and the body language did not match the words coming out of his mouth. Reporters asked him about Shedeur's performance, about that 4th down disaster, about the offense in general, and he looked like he wanted to be anywhere else but in front of those cameras. This is a guy who has done press for over a decade, and suddenly he looks unsure, annoyed, and closed off when the topic shifts to his rookie quarterback. Listen to what he said when asked about Shedeur's play. I mean, that one drive where we were running the ball, you know? I think we had 8 or 9 straight runs, and then he threw that ball to Fanon. I think that was a big-time play. Like, you have your chance. You've been running the ball, you take a shot, and he stepped up and made those plays. I think he was taking the easy stuff. We had a lot of screens. It was, you know, windy and stuff. We had a lot of screens and short yardage plays that he was executing. You heard it. He was taking the easy stuff. That's not exactly the enthusiastic support you hope for from a veteran leader. And the tone made it even more obvious that he was holding something back.
I mean, that's a good question. It's usually been putting bad ball on tape, bad film, and it just starts to spiral. As we see, you know, we started slow on defense, and that kind of spiraled. And, you know, was able to get the lead back at halftime, but then, you know, the turnovers, and we didn't stand up in the red zone. So that's how the game goes.
The frustration in his voice didn't sound like a guy confident in where things stand, and it leaves people wondering what else he knows that he didn't say out loud. And while all of this is happening, Cleveland media is out here acting shocked that fans didn't show up for Shedeur's debut. One reporter even said, "The reaction from the fans here over these last few weeks, it has not been the fever at home that I thought it was really going to be. I think they were really excited when he came out against the Baltimore Ravens. I thought there was going to be much more excitement for him. San Francisco is a different animal. I understand that. And the weather was lousy, but I really thought that there would be a lot more buzz for him on Sunday." Oh, you thought there would be more buzz? You thought fans would pack the stadium after the way some people in this city treated the kid? Let's break it down because it's not complicated. It has nothing to do with weather or opponents. From the moment Shedeur Sanders was drafted, parts of Cleveland media and segments of the fan base acted like he was trouble. The comments, the narratives, the nonstop criticism, the unnecessary shots at his family. It was all too much. People don't forget that. The hold your wrist up crew, the fans who supported him in college, the crowd that brought energy and money everywhere they went. They saw how he was treated and decided they weren't going to support an environment that didn't respect him. And to make things even worse, ticket prices shot up the moment Shedeur was named the starter. The organization tried to cash in before giving him a real chance on the field. They wanted premium prices while giving him limited play calling, limited freedom, and limited support. Fans aren't falling for that. They want transparency, not a marketing rollout. Dillon Gabriel just got 52 pass attempts against the Jets. 52. You know how many times Shedeur Sanders has thrown the ball in a single game since becoming the starter? Not even 26 attempts. The Browns are charging top-shelf prices while rolling out the safest, most restricted game plan anyone has seen in years. It's like they want excitement at the box office, but training wheels on the field. And then Cleveland media has the nerve to sit there and say, the internet and real life are two different things. No, sir, online fans are real fans. Those are real people saying they're skipping the trip to Cleveland. Those are real wallets staying closed because the organization isn't backing the quarterback they claimed to believe in. Fans don't just disappear, they make choices, and Cleveland pushed them to the sideline. Let's talk about this because 52,000 fans showed up to Colorado's spring game in a snowstorm, an actual blizzard. Yet Cleveland couldn't fill the stadium for Shedeur's debut. Why? Because Colorado embraced the moment. Their media didn't spend months tearing down Shedeur. Their staff didn't stash him behind the depth chart without proper reps. Their supporters didn't act threatened by the new energy he brought. They celebrated him, and the city rose with that excitement. Cleveland went the opposite direction, and now they're acting confused about empty seats. Come on, nobody's buying that fake shock. A reporter even said, the internet and real life where Browns fans live. These are two different things. No, what it really shows is that Browns fans and Shedeur Sanders fans are two completely separate groups right now, and that gap didn't appear out of nowhere. A line got drawn when people decided he wasn't welcome the moment he arrived. We were all supposed to unite, build something fresh, mix fan bases, and move this franchise into a new era. But how could that happen when certain voices in the city kept twisting narratives, flipping his name, and acting like he should be grateful just to stand on the field? You can't treat someone unfairly and then expect everyone who supports him to pull up, buy tickets, and cheer like nothing happened. That's not how loyalty works.
Give credit where it's due on the good, but the bad was hurting the team and not helping us come with the victory. So we just gotta, limit that and just focus on the bad till we could convert that into good, and just focus from there.
How do you guys see accountability showing up for you guys when things don't go your way, when things don't aren't executed the way that you want them? Like how are you guys cleaning that up? What's the accountability look like for you guys?
I mean, I think we just got a unique team. It's a lot of older vets with a lot of young rookies, young second-year players, so you're getting that, encouragement for the people who've been in the league, been here, saying that, they got your back and this and that. But also, this young class, we stick together. So, like I said, it's next play mentality. You just got to keep going out there fighting.
Especially when the quarterback you're trying to sell to fans is being limited to under 25 pass attempts per game, like the team is scared to let him actually play football. People aren't clueless. They see what's happening. Fans know what freedom on the field looks like, and they know when a playbook is being chained down. You can't disguise something that obvious in 2025 when every snap is analyzed the same night across social media. Now let's circle back to Joel Bitonio's press conference, because this is where the whole story starts connecting. Beyond the awkward answers about Shedeur, he was asked about the offensive line, about his own future, about whether a losing season plays into his decision to return. And you could feel the pressure on every word he said, like the full weight of this season was sitting on his shoulders while he tried to stay composed. When asked if the possibility of having 0 returning starters on the offensive line next year affects him, Bitonio said, "I don't think that has any place in my decision. I think it is unprecedented. Like you could have a whole new lineup, if things fall the right way, or they can re-sign some guys, or things happen. But for me, it's really just going to be a personal decision." Think about that for a second. The entire Browns offensive line could be gone next year, a full reset. That's how unstable things have become. When the veteran leader, the guy who's supposed to anchor the unit, is openly talking about unprecedented turnover, it says everything about how shaky the foundation is right now. That's not normal for a team that believes in its direction. Then he got asked if another losing season impacts his decision for next year, and his response said even more. Yeah, it all factors in. If you're making a Super Bowl run every year, it might be easier to be like, hey, let's go one more. You know what I mean? Like we have a chance. I think you saw Kelsey at the end of his career in Philadelphia like they were fighting for Super Bowls. That answer landed heavy. He didn't dance around it, didn't pretend everything is fine, because it isn't. He basically admitted that veteran players think differently when the team is competing at the highest level versus when the locker room is swimming in frustration. He's looking at the future, and the future looks unpredictable, maybe even unsteady. He talked about wanting to chase another run, another big moment. But he also admitted there are so many factors: health, longevity, the grind, playing into his decision. So when you break it down, Joel Bitonio is sitting there openly weighing retirement because this team isn't winning, the organization feels out of control, and he's watching another season slip away right in front of him. And while all that's happening, he's got a rookie quarterback who hasn't been given a real chance, a line that's struggling on key downs, and media firing off questions he clearly isn't comfortable answering. When reporters asked whether the possibility of having 0 returning starters next season impacts him, Bitonio said, "I don't think that has any place in my decision. I think it is unprecedented. Like you could have a whole new lineup, if things fall the right way, or they can re-sign some guys, or things happen. But for me, it's really just going to be a personal decision." Let that sink in for a moment. The Browns could be heading into next season with a completely new offensive line, every single starter gone. That level of turnover is rare in the NFL, and it tells you how chaotic things have gotten. When the veteran cornerstone of the unit is talking about unprecedented change, it says a lot about where this organization stands right now. Then Bitonio was asked whether another losing season affects his decision for next year, and he gave the most revealing answer yet. Yeah, it all factors in. If you're making a Super Bowl run every year, it might be easier to be like, hey, let's go one more. You know what I mean? Like we have a chance. I think you saw Kelsey at the end of his career in Philadelphia, like they were fighting for Super Bowls. He wanted to try and get another one. But there's so many factors, and I think first and foremost, just health and body and all that is the main contributor. So what does this mean? It means Joel Bitonio is seriously evaluating the future because the team isn't competing at the level he expected. The organization feels unstable. The losses keep stacking up. The locker room tension is rising, and he's caught in the middle of it while trying to protect a rookie quarterback who hasn't even been given a complete, fair setup to succeed. That's a lot for anyone to carry, especially someone who has been the heart of this line for years. And when you add in that 4th and 1 play, yes, the one where the left side collapsed, and Shedeur was hit instantly, it shows exactly how fragile things are right now. The offensive line is breaking down in real time, the scheme looks unsettled, and the pressure from fans and media is building. It's no wonder those questions felt heavy when Bitonio was asked them during that press conference. Now let's talk about that line. No, we ain't coming to Cleveland. That sentiment wasn't just from fans, it symbolized how people across the country feel right now. So the real question becomes, where does Shedeur go from here? because that's the million-dollar storyline hovering over the building. Kevin Stefanski has made it crystal clear. Dillon Gabriel is the starter moving forward. Despite a 1-3 record, despite inconsistent accuracy on deep throws, despite the film showing clear struggles, Gabriel is the choice they're sticking with. And that leaves Shedeur Sanders stuck in the middle, like he's trapped between being talented enough to help but not being given the key to the door. Right now, Shedeur is in a strange NFL limbo, good enough to be on the roster, respected enough that fans keep calling for him, but not in a position where the organization is ready to let him actually take the reins. And the biggest issue is this. If this continues, if he never gets meaningful reps this season, the narrative will flip fast. People will start saying, he couldn't beat out Dillon Gabriel. They'll claim he wasn't ready. They'll say Dion overhyped his son and he couldn't back it up. And that's unfair because none of that would tell the real story. Shedeur hasn't been given a true chance. No full stretch of first-team reps, no chance to build chemistry with the starters, and no consistent rhythm to show what he can do. That matters, especially for a young quarterback trying to transition into a brand new system. And based on the way that offensive line has been playing, even if he did get a chance, would he actually be protected? Would he be given the pocket he needs to operate? These are real questions people are asking because the tape isn't lying. Now here's what's even more noticeable. Silence from the top. We haven't heard a single word from Browns GM Andrew Berry, the man who drafted both Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, the man who put this quarterback room together, the man in charge of the roster, personnel choices, and overall direction. Nothing. No press conference, no statement, no explanation. And that silence is loud, very loud. It signals one of two things. He sees the same issues the fans see and doesn't know how to address the situation yet, or he's fully involved in whatever plan keeps Shedeur on the bench, even though the public doesn't understand the reasoning. Some people believe Andrew Berry is protecting his investment in Deshaun Watson. They think the plan was always to bring Watson back once healthy, and the rookies were just temporary fill-ins until that moment arrived. Others think Berry simply misread the draft board and doesn't want to admit it. He took Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round and Shedeur Sanders in the 5th. And if Shedeur ends up being the stronger quarterback, that would mean Berry flipped the evaluation completely. But no matter which theory you believe, Berry's silence is only making this situation more chaotic. Fans are frustrated. Media's guessing in every direction. And Shedeur is stuck right in the middle of all of it with no clear path forward. That's a tough place for any young quarterback, especially one trying to find his footing in the league. Now, I get it. Some people watching this aren't even Browns fans. Some don't care about what's happening in Cleveland. But this situation matters for the entire NFL because it exposes something real about how teams handle young quarterbacks with big expectations. If you enter the league with hype, with a famous background, with confidence, with attention, you get labeled as a distraction immediately. You get tagged as someone veterans won't accept. Coaches get nervous. Organizations search for reasons not to play you, and suddenly your talent becomes an obstacle instead of an opportunity. But if you're a quiet, low-profile rookie, you get chance after chance. You can go 1-3 as a starter and still be treated like the future of the franchise. You can struggle on deep throws, you can miss reads, you can lose games, and the organization will say you're developing. That double standard has been around for years, and it shows up again right here. Talent is talent, and everyone who watched Shedeur Sanders at Colorado knows he can sling the ball at an NFL level. Scouts said it before the draft, teammates said it during training camp, and his college tape proves it. He deserves a legitimate opportunity, not this halfway role where he's stuck behind bad protection and questionable decisions, watching plays fall apart while he carries the blame. Here's what we know for sure. The Browns are in a tough spot right now. The offensive line looks like one of the most inconsistent units in the league, and in some clips, it even looks like guys are out of sync at key moments. The coaching staff is sticking with a quarterback who hasn't shown he can consistently win games. The general manager hasn't spoken publicly while the entire situation keeps getting more complicated. And their most talented rookie quarterback is standing on the sideline watching everything unfold. Something has to change. Either Kevin Stefanski steps up and finally gives Shedeur Sanders a real opportunity, or Andrew Berry needs to speak to the fans and explain what the plan actually is. Right now, people in Cleveland are watching their season slip away, and Shedeur is stuck watching his NFL dream get smaller every time another strange play happens on the field. And for any offensive lineman who thinks Shedeur is a distraction, maybe take another look at that 4th and 1 play before pointing fingers, because the only distraction fans see is grown men falling down untouched and letting defenders through on critical downs. The film doesn't lie. The footage exists and everyone has seen it by now. Until someone inside the Browns organization steps up and explains what's happening, this story is only going to grow louder. Now it's your turn. Drop your take in the comments. Do you believe the Browns' offensive line is genuinely struggling? Or do you think there's something deeper going on? Do you think Shedeur deserves a real shot to start? Or should Dillon Gabriel get more time to prove himself? And where does Andrew Berry fit into all of this? Is he accountable for this situation? Or is this entirely on Kevin Stefanski? Share your thoughts in the comments right now. And if you believe Shedeur Sanders is getting an unfair deal in Cleveland, hit that like button so the algorithm knows people are watching this closely. The mainstream outlets aren't breaking this down the way they should, so it's up to us to keep eyes on the situation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. We're breaking down every piece of drama, every questionable decision, every behind-the-scenes moment that nobody else wants to touch. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because this Browns storyline is far from over.